Hey guys, do you guys like food? I sure like food. Who doesn't like food, right? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the sequel to Cloudy a Chance of Meatballs, which is Cloudy a Chance of Meatballs 2. Jeez, that's a long title. I didn't mention that the title was long in the first one, but look. Now that I look back at it, a lot of movies do not have really long titles. But these movies, and then like Buzz Lightyear, Star Command: The Adventures Begins has a long title and all that, and it just seems like a lot of these movies, don't usually have long titles like this, but. But yeah, anywho, enough about the long title and all that. Before we get into it, you guys know the drill. If you guys want to be notified for future videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. I am aiming for 1K subs, and if we get to that, I will give you guys a reward video, a super reward video. It'll be a very super reward video for you guys. And who knows, maybe on the way to 1K subs, maybe I'll have some more reward videos for you guys. Who knows? You'll just have to see. But anywho, let's go ahead and talk about this movie. This is the Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs 2. So, Cloudy a Chance of Meatballs 2. So this movie is actually pretty interesting because apparently a lot of people do not like this movie that much, and people who do like it don't seem to like it as much as the first one. A lot of people are criticizing this film and saying they don't like it, and that it's not that good, and and like I said, it's just a lot of people don't seem to like it. Heck, this movie has gotten a 6.3 out of 10 stars. That's 3 out of 5 stars apparently, according to Google. So this movie it doesn't seem to be very popular in people's eyes. It seems to be a very mixed bag. So what are my thoughts on this movie? Do I hate it or do I like it? Well, I gotta say, I do actually like this movie a lot. Yeah, I do like it. But before I talk about my own thoughts on the movie, I want to talk about what other people think of the movie. Because other people, have said some stuff about the movie, so I figured I could tell you guys what they say and what I say and what I agree with and what I don't agree with. So yeah. But anywho, let's go ahead and talk about that. So when it comes to people who I didn't really watch any reviews on the movie because look at reviews on Google. I couldn't really figure out how to get to them, so I decided to watch a video on that. My videos on it instead. And I've heard some people I started to read some comments too while I was at it. So some people are saying that this movie is very predictable. This movie is very, very predictable. I've seen some people say that, you kind of know what's going to happen, and in the movie, you can see it from start to finish exactly what's gonna happen, and and all that, which is actually kind of true. I will agree with people on that argument. It is very predictable. Some stuff you might not see it coming at first, the monsters, the cheese spider and all that are actually good because they're attacking people and all that. So because they make it look like they're actually the cheese spider. Because there's a cheese spider in this movie. There's a bunch of food creatures, which we'll talk about in a second. But I will agree that the movie is mostly predictable, but I will not lie, like, until they got to the island and all that, like, until they got to the island, you know, it's kind of, you know, you kind of think, like, the cheese spider is kind of bad and all that, but it turns out it's good, and, but then, like, other moments, like, you know, like, the villain, which I'll talk about in a second, but, well, I'll show him off in a second, but he is very, he is pretty, predictable, like, you already know exactly what he's gonna do and all that, and, he reveals himself right off the bat, which personally, I don't mind too much, because, this isn't the only movie where, you know, we already know, kinda, where, like, you know, some characters, you know, reveal themselves off the bat and all. I mean, like Lion King, for example, you know, we already know Scar is a bad guy. He reveals it right at the beginning of the movie and all that, but I guess you could say that technically, this villain in this movie technically reveals himself, like, right at the start, like, when he first appears and all that. So, apparently it reveals he has a hologram and all that version of himself, and then he's, like, talking to the real one and all that. So, yeah, you already kind of know, you know, you already know who he is and what kind of type of person he is. So you know exactly what he is. And yeah, some parts are other parts are predictable too. And yeah, I will say, yeah, a lot of stuff is very predictable in this movie, and that could drag the movie down a bit, but as someone who likes to watch movies over and over again, it's not really that big of a deal, but I can see why some people might be dragged down by it. Another thing is, people are saying that this movie rips off the first one in a way. It's just retelling the same story from the first one again. And, I gotta say, it really isn't doing that. Like, I have to disagree with that. I don't feel like, this is something I will disagree with. Like I said, I don't think it actually is knocking off the first one. There are some things they do borrow from it, but, like, you know, they bring back the food machine, you know, that, like, the flickdether or whatever the heck it is. You know, that basically, was for the first movie and all that, and, yeah, they kind of bring that back and all that, and then, you know, like, they do some stuff like that, and then, I don't know, I feel like, you know, and then, like, you know, Flint's kind of trying to prove to his idol that he can avenge and all that, kind of like the first movie and all that with, you know, like, he's trying to prove that and all that, you know, just to his idol and all that, you know, that basically, you know, that you know, he can invent good stuff and all, because he wants to impress his idol. It's kind of like he wanted to impress his dad and other people in the first movie, but I don't know. I think but I think people are, like, set. I think this one's kind of a bit of a stretch, in my opinion. Like, I can get where some people might come from with some stuff, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of stuff isn't, you know, as per. Like, I mean, it's not copying the stuff exactly, but I can see where people are coming from and all that. I can see that, but I don't know. But yeah, but the thing is, though, what this movie does compared to the first movie. See, the first movie, they have this scene where, like, the food, like, comes to life and all that, you know, this horrifying chicken and all that, you know, how they come to life and that, like, they come to life and that, you know, that like, meatball-looking thing and all that, and they are creepy and all that. Well, in this movie, like they come to life, but they're not actually evil. They're actually good. and they actually they make him into food animals and all that. They make him into food animals. So instead of them being like evil and look like actual food, just evil and wanting to harm them, they're actually good in this movie. They're actually good, and I do think their designs are very creative. They are. Yeah, they are very, very creative. But they are very creative, and I can see what they were trying to do. They were trying to make it a little bit different in this movie, and I feel like they did. But they do make this movie a little bit different. So some people are saying that this movie is I mean, like I said, this movie is very predictable. I will agree with that, but I don't agree with it kind of ripping off, the first movie and all that. It does its own thing and all that, and like I said, the first movie is more focused on Flint trying to, please everyone, wants to prove that he's not a laughing stock and all that, and he's a great inventor. The second movie is more focused on the animals themselves, and yeah, there's a lot of food puns here and there. Like, there are a lot of food puns and all that, and, just... And I mean, I can, see why people might also get annoyed with the food puns a little, because they do make a lot of them in this movie, like, they do. But yeah, they do make a lot of that, and yeah, it does kind of get old after a while when they make a lot of puns, but they don't do it like constantly throughout the movie and all that, but I don't know, but one last thing I want to say that I've seen some people say too, like when they were doing reviews, is that I want to say that I want to say that, his, oops, sorry about that. But I was wanting to say that, like, some people are also comparing this to, like, Up. It's ripping off, like, Up and all that, and I'm like, I don't get that at all. That one I don't get at all. Like, how is it ripping Up? Up is about a movie where like this old guy is trying to fill his wife's dreams by taking the house to a paradise where she wanted to go. He's trying to continue that and all that, and all that. And then on the way they have like a bully and all that. It's like a venture where they have like the main character and a sidekick, and then they have a talking dog and all that. It's way different than this. This movie is nothing like Up. Like, I don't get why people are saying. I can't remember if it was the people in the review saying that, or it was people in the comments. I think it was someone in the review. There was a few people I watched. One example was my Electric Dragon. I think it's 505 or something like that, 05, 00, whatever you want to call it, 0. It's basically 505 and all that, but honestly, I'm subscribed to him. I think some of his videos are actually pretty good, but I don't know, I feel like sometimes some of his reviews, I don't really agree with his argument and all that, and I feel like calling people idiots for liking this movie is taking things a little too far, in my opinion. Like, you shouldn't call someone an idiot because they like this or that, but I mean, that review was also like 10 years ago too, so yeah, because this movie actually came out 10 years ago, pretty much. It came out in September, as you guys can see up there, so it came out a long time ago, but I don't know, but even to this day, I still think his reviews are alright, but I mean, I'm subscribed to him, so I don't completely hate his reviews, otherwise I wouldn't be subscribed to him, but I don't know, but I mean, there's probably some people out there that I'm subscribed to that I don't really watch anymore, but I don't know, but I think his argument and all, is kind of a little too far. And he's saying that it's like the worst movie of 2013 and all that. I'm like, that's definitely probably a little bit of a stretch. I'm pretty sure there's probably worse movies out there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'd much rather watch this movie than Epic. I'd much rather watch this movie than Epic. And that movie came out. In 2013, that was a Blue Sky film, That was a Blue Sky film, but it came out in the same year too, and I did not like that film at all. That film was just boring, and it was beautiful, but it was very boring and all that. This movie, at least, is beautiful, because it is beautiful, with likable characters, and I don't really hate any of the characters. I don't hate any of them. I think they're all likable. The first movie, yeah, they were kind of jerks too, but they were also likable in the first movie and all that. And I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, but there's some criticism in this movie, and some I can understand, some I just don't really get, but like I said, this movie is very beautiful, and I really do like the characters. Like, I like seeing Earl again and all that. He's a very good character. Like, I told you guys, he was my favorite character in the first movie, and I don't know if he's my favorite in this movie or not, but he's still really good. Now, some people also are saying that this movie, is kind of just does a typical sequel and just pairs all the side characters up that were in the first movie and just puts them all together. And yeah, they do kind of do that in this movie too, but I feel like at least they have, moments I like, but, and I mean, yeah, there are a lot of, there are a lot of moments in this movie that, I don't know, feel like, it would be nice to have the characters shine a little bit more, because, yeah, they do feel like, they are pushed aside a little bit compared to, like, Flint and his idol, which is the villain, which I'll be talking about in just a second, but I don't know. Now, one thing I will say that is a criticism in my opinion, I actually didn't hear other people talk about this, which I'm surprised about, that in the first movie, at the very end of the movie, like, Flint's hair's all burnt off and all that because it's a mess because, the device exploded and he became a he had his hair all messed up and all from that explosion, which again, somehow the machine survived, but it could have been a giant meatball that blew up too. I don't even know, but it's definitely kind of weird, but I don't know, but yeah, I just know that, in the second movie, it picks up right after the first one, but somehow Flint's hair is all back to normal and all. They look like they have fresh clothes on. So they couldn't have designed it like that. Maybe I don't really get that. I don't get why they couldn't do that. But I will say that the animation definitely looks better in the first one. Usually it does. Sometimes it can get worse. Honestly, sometimes I feel like the animation can get worse as time goes on too. But for Cloudy and Chance of Meatballs, I feel like because it was an early 2000s, movie. Actually, I guess it was more mid, but technically, it was one of Sony Pictures' earlier films, like computer animated film, because I think they made other ones too. But it does look a little it doesn't look bad. But you can tell Sam's hair looks brighter and it looks better and all that. There's details like that, and I don't know, but there's a lot of things, like that. But yeah, also, there's other details too I wanted to mention. There's details like like that, you know, like I actually didn't notice, like sometimes it'll be details like this that I don't notice. But at the end of at the end of the you know, at the end. Throughout the movie, there's actually a couple details like I noticed rewatching this, like I didn't notice before, like you know, when Flint was leaving to go to the island by himself, he put a note on his dad's head and all that, and that was pretty funny and all that, and then like Steve the monkey and all that, you know, trying to put out a candle and all that. Apparently he eats it and all. It's pretty interesting and all that. But yeah, I don't know how the heck he couldn't put out a candle. That's kind of scary to think about. Imagine in real life you can't put out a candle. Like, imagine that. That'd be actually bad because it could cause a fire or something. But good for Steve for putting out the candle to prevent a fire. But I don't know. But there are details like that, and then there's moments like this one's kind of a bit disturbing for kids, but there's a baby cow that got stuck in a I think she or he, I'm not sure. Well, I guess it's a calf, because cows are technically adults, but this calf got stuck in the mama's cow's butt, you know, and all that. Now, in real life, this actually can happen. Now, kids who work on the farm might know this, but I didn't work on the farm, but I knew about this as I got older, but, you know. But I will say that, that kids on the farm might know this, for, like, if a cow's giving birth, the baby cow can get stuck in the butt. That can actually happen. Yeah, that can happen, and they usually have to have someone, get the cow out. So I guess Manny was doing that, and then apparently he just left it there for the nurse to take care of. I guess I don't really know. Like, I feel like he should have probably been there, but I guess that's what happens when you have multiple jobs. You can't do everything. So yeah, there's details like that. And I'm trying to see if I missed anything else. Also, speaking of the food, I was wanting to bring this up. The food, there's like these sea cucumber looking things. Apparently they remind me a lot. They say they remind people a lot of the Minions, which that could be a good or bad thing depending on who you ask. I don't know. I mean, the Minions, I don't know. After watching all the Illumination movies, I think they turned out to be alright. I don't really care for them too much, but I don't hate them like other people, but I can see why some people might hate them. But I got more of a vibe from South Park than anything else. Like the way their mouths move up and down and all that. They remind me of the Canadians from the South Park movie and all that. I haven't seen a bunch of South Park episodes, but I have seen the movie, and yeah, the Canadians' mouths move up and down and all. It's kind of funny, but I don't know. But yeah, but I don't know. But yeah, there's details like that. And then let's see if there's anything else. And there's also there's also details that I will get to later, because I think the next one is more towards the end. But yeah, I just wanted to point out some of those details, because I'm not been doing very good at that. I actually had to walk up and look for my notebook, if you guys are hearing me walking around. But anywho, yeah, so I feel like I've talked a lot about the movie itself. I talked about it is very gorgeous to look at. It looks beautiful. So far, probably the best looking Sony Pictures animation movie. It looks really good. It does. It looks very good. And then there's the cool animal designs. I really like them. It is kind of weird to see cucumbers are not animal designs, but I mean the strawberry, who's Barry, he's like that too, though. He looks like he's got more a human feature where he just has arms and legs and all that. So, but I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk about probably one of the best probably one of the best, characters in this movie, and maybe Sony in general, well, villain-wise. We're gonna talk about Chester B. So, Chester B. Now, I talked about how he is very predictable. Like you know who Chester B is. Like, they reveal it right off the bat that he's a villain, they reveal it right off the bat. Which some people may have criticisms for that, which I can kind of understand, like, they want it kind of be a surprise, or not, like, immediately right off the bat, because, I mean, like movies like The Lion King and all that, you kind of, they reveal that stuff, but they don't reveal it right off the bat, but I don't know, I mean, there's other movies where we already know some of the characters are villains. Like, I think Snow White, they reveal the queen is, like, evil and all that right off the bat. I mean, I don't know, because I have not seen Snow White, before. If I have, I've only seen pieces of it, because I don't remember anything about it, but I do know that, like, they have other movies like this, so I don't really mind this at all. I'd rather them do this than like create a whole twist, like, out of nowhere and not expected and all that, so I do like that. But the reason why I like this villain so much is because I like how he's basically, I like the way he moves and all that. Like, this is something that a lot of people who have reviewed the movie who don't like it or think it's alright are saying. A lot of people also say that they like the villain too. They like the way he moves and all that, and I do gotta agree. He definitely moves around all weirdly and all that, and it's pretty funny. But it's pretty funny just watching him, like, move around and, like, with his arms and all that. He has no bones. It's pretty funny, but I also like how they actually give this villain a death, too. This villain actually gets a death. Something we don't really see in a lot of, like, let's say, Disney movies. I can't say DreamWorks because, or Sony, because I have not seen a movie, I'm not seeing a movie, like, I'm not seeing all the recent movies, but I do know that, Sony, I think this might be Sony's first villain death. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing this at all, but I don't know, but maybe there was some more, I just missed it, I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to count maybe the Haunted House movie, maybe, or whatever the heck it movie, or Monster House movie, then I guess maybe that could kind of make sense, but I'm probably not going to review that movie, because I don't know, I didn't think it was super scary, but I told you guys I'm not going to really review horror movies on this channel, because then I have to review, like, other horror movies, and I do not like horror movies. Some of them are scary, but some of them are more just, I don't know, it just kind of feels like you're gonna repeat yourself and all that, but I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to watch reviews on horror movies, you guys can check out, Dr. Wolfie a lot. He does a lot of those movies, but I won't do them on my channel, because I don't like horror movies. I don't like they're scary, and I don't sleep well at night, and just, I'm a big chicken, but yeah, but anywho, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this villain himself, but I will say that I do like how he's manipulating Flint into helping him with the machine and all that, and the machine doesn't even destroy the monsters like the food creatures like he says it would. We already kind of knew that. We already knew, like, it probably wouldn't do that, because, it is kind of predictable that way, but I do like his little holograms and all that, and I just like him a lot. He's kind of one of those, interesting villains and all that. I don't know, but I do like, but But yeah, I do like how he's spending the whole movie where he's trying to get Flint to do his work and all that for him and all that, and and his friends are trying to talk him out of it and all that. I do like that, and yeah, it can make Flint look like a jerk and all that, but I feel like they do it very well. Like, they don't make him unlikable, and yeah, there's one point in the movie where like in a syrup area and like, and he actually basically moves basically he upsets his friends because his friends are saying that their opinion doesn't matter and all that, and they're like, yes it does, and he just says yes it does, but not right now. And I guess you could argue like that is kind of a little bit selfish, but like again you got the bad guy here like trying to you got him trying to turn him against his friends and all that so he that was the whole purpose of the movie. Like, he was trying to he even said it himself, he's trying to get his friends taken away and all that, and all that, but Flint's not trying to completely ignore his friends, but he's trying to finish the mission, But yeah, I do feel like, him kind of not believing in his friends is a little bit selfish of him, considering in the first movie, he was upset at people because they didn't have faith in him, and he did make the same mistake in the first movie too, where Sam was trying to tell him about the weather thing and all of that, so there is that, but I don't know, for the most part, though, I do like him and his dynamic with with Flint, and I do like the moment where they have their giant wedgie proof underwear and all that, and I do like their moment there. It's pretty funny, but yeah, overall I really do like this villain a lot. I think he's one of the better villains. I was talking about Illumination. Sony Pictures Animation has villains that I think are good and some are alright, but I think he's one of the better villains. I think he's definitely a lot better. And you can calling him the best villain is kind of a little bit of a stretch, but because there hasn't been a whole lot of great villains. Besides maybe a couple, like the mayor, the guy in the Smurfs up, and then Gargamel from the live action Smurfs movie. But the sequel, I don't think he was that great. But I don't know. But overall, though, I think this movie is definitely really good. Has a really good villain. I think I'm definitely gonna go ahead and say this movie definitely deserves. It definitely deserves a good and 120 points. What can I say? I really do like this movie. I think this movie is definitely really underrated in my opinion. I think I can understand why some people might not like it, because it is very predictable, and and not only it's predictable, but also they have a constant food puns in there. But I really like the villain. The villain's really good. I think he's really good, and not only that, but I also think that I think it looks very beautiful, and I like the few creature designs. I like how we get to see more of Flint's friends, his girlfriend, and then we get to see more of the other Brad and all that, and I think it's really nice. We even get some cool moments with Flint's dad, where we get to see him bond with the pickle guys, that look like they came out of South Park, or I guess Illumination, which one you guys want to say, but because they are kind of a mixture between both, but I don't know, but I guess that would also mean that the pickle guys are technically Flint's dad's grandkids, if you think about it, because he created all those creatures. So does that mean technically they're all his that's all his kids then? So that's Sam Sam and Flint's kids, then I probably better not think about that. But I don't know. Before I wrap this up, I want to see if I missed anything else before I wrap this up. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about this about this movie. We also get like a ranic or like an ape, an ape called Barb. Her name's Barb, and I gotta say, like throughout the movie, she kind of like it's just basically doing what Chester, wants her to do and all that, and basically she at the point she basically just turns on him and like all that, and I mean yeah she's an alright character. I don't really care for her as much, but I think she's alright, and apparently there's an end credit scene where she's like trying to like flirt with Steve, which is really funny because I mean I'm like. They never reveal it throughout the entire movie, so that came out of nowhere. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. But I gotta say, like I was gonna say, her design without her without her shirt on looks really weird. And the way I said that was definitely weird too. But it's true. Like you go throughout the entire movie of seeing her with like the jacket on and all that, and then like. And then, like, the very end, she takes off her vest, like, / shirt, or whatever you want to call it. And then she basically just becomes, like, she just looks like a weird, hairy, I don't know, it's just weird, like, I don't know. But, I don't know, but we do get to see her as a kid, too, in, like, one scene. It's pretty nice, but yeah, I don't know. But also, speaking of the end credits, but at the end of the end credits, we actually see the mayor. We see the mayor at the end credits too. We see him in the end credits because I guess he's basically serving hot dog or something, which is funny because I'm like, didn't he get arrested? He got arrested in the end credits of he got arrested in the end credits of the last movie, but. I don't know. I guess maybe this is a sign that the end credits aren't really, they're not really canon. Maybe with the movie, maybe they're just for fun details. I don't know, but it's just kind of weird. Because I know the last movie, like he got so big, he popped and he got put in jail and all that, which is interesting. But I don't know, but. Yeah, I do think Chester V is a better villain than the mayor. The mayor was more of a jerk, who was just selfish and basically just wanted to keep eating and all that. Chester is just more of he's actually an actual villain like. But I don't know, but yeah, overall, this movie definitely is very good, and I definitely think it's underrated. But again, if some people out there hate it, that's fine. But for me. I think that this movie deserves another chance. I don't really see why people are out there trashing it as bad as it is. Like, I mean, some reviews were good, but then others the dragging guy I told you guys about I think his name was Fantastic Dragon or something like that. He was I feel like his review went a little too far, but I don't know. But I shouldn't be criticizing people who don't like something, but I don't know. But yeah, like I said, this movie's kind of probably like Illumination with me. Like, I think some of the movies on Illumination are a bit overhated, but some of them I might end up going back to down the road, like because I feel like my opinion might change, like with the Hop movie or something like that. I don't know, but anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and probably let this go. So, see you guys later. I'll probably try to upload this video later. I don't know if I'll get, because I gotta watch the next movie, Shark Tale. I think Shark Tale is next, I believe. And that movie, not only I have not seen it in years, like I can't remember the last time I watched it, but I do know people do not like it either. And actually, more people hate it, I believe, than this movie. But while some people think this movie is mostly alright, other people really hate Shark Tale. So we'll see if my opinion's different or not. I'm kind of scared to watch it now, but I got to, so see you guys later. Bye-bye.